What's up everybody, WayoftheBey here, and today I'm going to be going over the 5 best Superking chips for your Spriggan combos. So, the Superking chip. These chips go with rings to make a Superking layer. These chips come in a variety of different colors, weights, and gimmicks. In today's video, I'm going to be going over the top 5 Superking chips for your Superking combos. We're going to be going from 5 all the way to 1. I'm going to be explaining why I think they are where they are in the list and explaining what you should do with them for combos. But before we go on to number 5, make sure to leave a like on the video if you're enjoying it so far, and to subscribe if you haven't yet, and to turn on bell notifications. That way you can be alerted when the next video comes out. But without further ado, let's go on to number 5. So number 5 on the list is Lucifer II. So Lucifer II comes from Lucifer the End. This is a right spin chip. It has metal on the chip which adds some weight to it, and it has some rubber where the chip will go into the ring. As you can see right there, that rubber will actually stop the Beyblade driver from moving just a little bit, so it's sort of a burst slower. This will stop the Beyblade or slow the Beyblade down from clicking, making it a lot harder for a combo to burst, increasing its burst resistance, which is really good. If this was on every chip, that would be amazing, but it is only on the Lucifer II chip. This chip does have metal on the chip, which means it is heavy, which is pretty good for combos if you want them to spin longer, defend, or have hard hitting attacks. But the only downside about this chip is all the metal is sort of on one side, making this chip unbalanced, which will definitely mess up the Beyblade when it's going down to stamina or any other thing. It could just tip into the pocket. Who knows? Just one side having metal is pretty bad and gonna make it unbalanced a lot. What you could do is balance it out with another one-sided piece, I guess, so it can even out, making the chip useful. But other than that, that is the Lucifer II chip. This is pretty much good for any sort of combo as long as you can even out the weight. But that is Lucifer II, number 5 on the list. So now let's go on to number 4. So next up on the list, number 4 is the Solomon chip. So this comes from Death Solomon, or the limited Brave Solomon. Death Solomon is the heaviest Superking chip, but it is only limited to right spinning rings. Solomon is a pretty heavy chip. As you can see, it has a whole lot of metal to that chip. You can even see it on the back right there. What makes this awesome is it has a chip core, which means you can take that plastic chip core out and replace it with a metal chip core from a Beyblade like Helios 2 or Hyperion 2 or any other metal chip core you can get your hands on, which will make it even heavier than it already is. This is a great chip, nothing too crazy about it except all the metal that is on it. So that is pretty insane. The design looks really nice. At first it was really hard to get, but after Death Solomon was released, the last Superking Bey, it is one of the easiest rare pieces to get. So Solomon, which is awesome. This is a great combo for heavy combos you want to make that are like tanks that take in attacks, or if you have a really light combo that you want to add some weight to. So the Solomon chip is a great choice, especially if you have a metal chip core. But that is number 4 on the list, the Solomon chip. But now let's go on to number 3. And now for number 3, we have a 2-for-1 special. We have Helios 2 and Hyperion 2. These two come from the Limit Break DX set. Helios 2 comes from Helios Volcano, and Hyperion 2 comes from Hyperion Burn. Helios is a left spinning chip only, and Hyperion is a right spin chip only. So they both are one spin direction only, but they do come in the same set, so it's pretty good for some combos. They do come with metal chip cores, which is awesome. You can add these to any other chip that can take a chip core, and it adds some extra weight to them. These are also good for just customizing and combos. If you have a combo deck, these are great chips to have in them. It just adds some extra weight if you've already used up all the good chips, and they're pretty good to have around. And they do come in the same set, which has a whole bunch of awesome pieces, so amazing chips. So that is number 3 on the list. They do rank higher than the heavy chip Solomon, mainly because they both sort of come in the same set, and it's just better worth. They do have metal chip cores as well. So they're pretty much equal, but these two are left and right for just filling up some extra combo space. So that is why they are number 3 on the list. Now let's actually go on to number 2. So number 2 on the list is the Spriggan chip. So the Spriggan chip comes from World Spriggan and it is dual spin. This means that it can go for both left and right spinning combos. This is great for customizable combos. If you have one that is dual spin, this is a great chip for it, and any other combo. It's pretty good. This chip also does have metal right there in the center, a metal core. It's not a lot compared to the past chips we've been seeing, but any metal is better than no metal at all. And like I said, this is dual spin, so as you'll see in the back, there is an L and an R. That is pretty much how you change its spin direction. You just turn it and it'll change the tab. And the front even changes as well, which is pretty cool. Another thing about the Spriggan chip is, as you'll see right there, that little tab, the one that looks like a T, the one that's cut up, that is actually pretty different from other chips. As you'll see, normal chips don't look all cut up. They're more complete, while this one has a T shape. What that actually does is it increases one of your teeth's strength. So it makes one click stronger, but it also takes away one click. So you lose a click, but you get one that is stronger, which is pretty cool for this Spriggan chip. It's good for some combos to make them stronger. With double chassis, the burst resistance is insane, but with this, you can make it even stronger, which is pretty good. So you lose a click, but you get one that is stronger, which is a really cool thing about these Spriggan chips. The same thing is also for Longinus and Valkyrie, but this one is dual spin, which is awesome, and it does have metal on it, and it's Spriggan. Who doesn't love Spriggan? So this is number 2 on the list. This is pretty good for combos you want to try not to have burst instantly. I'm not really sure if this is going to be that great for single chassis combos, because single chassis combos burst very easily. This might actually make it a lot harder for it to burst, but then again, any teeth you have on a single chassis counts, and taking one away might not be so great. So this is probably good for double chassis combos only. But who knows, you'll just have to do some combo testing to see how this goes. But this is number 2 on the list. Now let's go on to number 1. So number 1 on the list is the Diabolos chip. This chip comes from Death Diabolos or Abyss Diabolos. So 2 different ways to get this chip. This chip is dual spin, so just like Spriggan, it can go for both right and left spinning Beyblades, and it is super similar to Spriggan. In fact, it is pretty much the exact same thing. Same metal core right there, same weight, except that it doesn't have that burst ability right there, which I personally like a lot better, and other people do as well. Just not having that one less click is pretty good. You want all the teeth you can get, and with double chassis, the burst resistance is insane. So you don't really need that lost chip, that lost teeth right there. So this is pretty good. And with it being dual spin, this is a pretty good chip. This paired with the World Ring is amazing. You can make some pretty good combos. And any World combos, I would advise you use Diabolos with it if you can. So Diabolos and World are a great pair. And Diabolos is also just a really good chip for any combo. It's a dual spin, so it can go for any combo, both left and right if they can take a chip. So that is number 1 on the list, the Diabolos chip. And what I like is there's 2 different colors. This Diabolos one that resembles Venom Diabolos, and then there's a white and gold one that resembles Erase Diabolos. So 2 Diabolos chips which look awesome. So that is Diabolos, number 1 on the list. So that's gonna be a wrap of my top 5 Superking chips. In the end, these are just the main 5 chips that I think are great. Diabolos is my personal favorite chip, but overall, these are just the main 5 chips you should definitely be using in your Superking combos. You can rank them however you want, but in the end, just 5 chips and why they're good in what combos. But let me know down below what your list would look like. What 5 chips are your favorites? Is it because of their design, how they do in battle, or just other reasons? I would love to know. So let me know down below. But that is going to be it for this video. Let me know down below if you'd like to see more top something videos. Top 10, top 5 of what? I'd love to know, and maybe we'll do it in a future video. But that's all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for watching WayoftheBey.